It's quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet. The kind that hums. Like the air itself is holding its breath. Deep beneath a rolling vineyard, rows of oak barrels sleep in the dark. The scent of aged wood. Dried fruit. Earth after rain. A cellar built to preserve beauty, and forget time. Then. Click. Cold. Metallic. Final. A rifle bolt slides into place, and suddenly the silence isn't silence anymore. It's a warning. Up above, somewhere beyond the stone ceiling, a woman's life is hanging by a thread. A congresswoman. A symbol. A target. And Chase Burke has no idea yet that tonight, everything he buried is about to claw its way back to the surface. Because Chase Burke isn't a hero. He's a man who ran. Once, he was elite, trained to move unseen, to eliminate threats before they even knew danger existed. But that life left scars. So he traded battlefield dust for vineyard soil. War for wine. Bullets for bottles. He thought if he poured enough vintage red, the past would drown. He was wrong. His brother is dead. Branded a traitor. A terrorist. A man accused of treason so severe it nearly shattered the country. And now, a congresswoman lies bleeding, the blame already written in headlines that haven't been printed yet. Chase didn't pull the trigger. But the world doesn't care. Because when the past comes back screaming, it doesn't ask for permission. So here's the question. If your own blood was labeled a monster. If the truth could cost you everything. And if staying hidden meant letting a lie define your family forever. What would you do? Wait for it. Once, Chase Burke moved through the world like a ghost. No name. No face. Just objectives. He was the kind of soldier governments deny exist. Precision trained. Ice cold under pressure. The man you sent when diplomacy failed and silence was the only acceptable outcome. Then something broke. It wasn't one mission. It never is. It was the accumulation. The faces that lingered too long. The orders that felt heavier than they should have. The moment he realized that winning didn't feel like winning anymore. So he walked away. No medals. No farewell. Just a plane ticket, a new name, and a job where his hands could create instead of destroy. A sommelier. It sounds absurd, doesn't it? But wine requires patience. Attention. Respect for history. Each bottle tells a story, and unlike war, the story ends in shared moments, not graves. For a while. It worked. Then the call came. His brother. Dead. Not just dead, disgraced. The news anchors said the word like it tasted good in their mouths. Traitor. The accusation burned hotter than grief. Because Chase knew his brother. Knew the man beneath the uniform. And nothing about this made sense. Before he could even process it. The restaurant exploded. Glass shattered like ice in a hurricane. Patrons screamed. Bottles detonated off the walls, wine bleeding across white tablecloths like arterial spray. Gunfire cracked the air. Sharp. Close. Chase moved before he thought, muscle memory roaring back to life. He pulled a terrified stranger down. Rolled behind the bar. The smell of cordite mixed with expensive Bordeaux. This wasn't random. This was surgical. Someone wanted him dead. And as bullets tore through the room where he tried to build a quiet life, Chase understood the truth. You don't leave the past. You just stop looking at it. And now. It was looking straight at him. Detective Alice Doyle didn't believe in coincidences. Especially not when they left bodies behind. She balanced two lives every day, homicide detective by profession, single mother by necessity. Her morning started with coffee and crime scene photos, and ended with homework and bedtime stories. She was exhausted, sharp, and allergic to bullshit. So when Chase Burke landed on her radar, former soldier, mysterious past, present at an assassination attempt, she didn't see a victim. She saw a variable. But variables can become allies. As they dug deeper, the world beneath the headlines revealed itself, a criminal syndicate that didn't traffic in drugs or guns, but influence. Shadowy. Unscrupulous. Global. This wasn't chaos. It was architecture. Money moved quietly. Information moved faster. Governments blinked, and people disappeared. And at the center of it all, a lie big enough to rewrite history. Then came the cruelest twist. Chase's mother. Her memory was failing. Some days, she recognized him. Some days, she asked about the sons she raised, past tense. He was fighting to clear his brother's name, for a woman who might never remember the truth. Imagine that. Carrying the weight of justice for someone who can't even remember the crime. That's when Alice saw it, not just the soldier, not just the suspect. But the son. A man running toward fire not for redemption, but for love. And somewhere between late-night case files and quiet moments of shared understanding, an alliance formed. Fragile. Necessary. Dangerous. Because the closer they got to the truth, the more it became clear. This conspiracy didn't live in the shadows anymore. It lived next door. In this world, Chase learned one brutal rule. Every gain is someone else's loss. A zero-sum game. Trust isn't earned, it's weaponized. Every ally might be a liability. Every truth, a trap. And then the realization hit. The enemy wasn't out there. They were inside. Striking close to home. Pulling strings where Chase never thought to look. Turning loyalty into leverage. Every step forward tightened the noose. Every answer raised a deadlier question. And just when the walls started closing in, just when escape felt impossible, an unlikely ally emerged. Not clean. Not safe. But necessary. The kind of help that forces you to choose between morality and survival. And Chase Burke made his choice. But that story, that reckoning, that's a secret best experienced the way it was written. Heart pounding. Breath held. Because some truths don't just change what you believe. They change who you are. We like to believe we can outrun our past. Bury it. Rewrite it. Forget it. But the past doesn't fade. It waits. And when it comes back, it doesn't ask who you've become, it demands payment for who you were. If you want to experience Chase Burke's full journey, every betrayal, every revelation, every impossible choice, check out The Second Son by Simon Gervais and Ryan Steck. Because some stories don't just entertain. They haunt you.